Hello children, how are you all? I hope you people are doing good at home. Alright, I am Sir Lal. I'll be teaching you maths, and today the topic that we are going to start is the trigonometry. Now, I know and you people also know, so this is the topic that you are going to study for the first time in class 9th. Till class 8 we haven't studied anything about trigonometry. So this is the first time that you people are going to start with this topic, that is trigonometry. Now before we start with this trigonometry, let us take a few simple application. How do we use this thing in our day-to-day life, so that you get to know a better idea that how do we use trigonometry in a question, or how do we are using these things in the practical day-to-day life. Alright, okay, let's say that we are having a building and you are standing somewhere over here. Alright, now if someone asks you that how high is this building, let's say that this building is AB, this building is AB, and if someone asks you how far you are, so that means this is the thing. How high is the building? So this will be the thing. We can just predict, maybe you are at a distance of 20 meter, maybe you are at a distance of 200 meter, or maybe that building is 200 meter high, or maybe it is 400 meter high. We do not know. We can just predict, we can just approximate. But using trigonometry, we can calculate the exact distance of this, that is how far you are from this base of the building, as well as how high is this very building. So yes, now you must have come across with this very thing, that it deals with the measurement of the sides. Alright, it deals with the measurement of sides. Now, how do we use this thing? Before we use, let us try to understand what does it tells us. What does this word, what do we understand from this very word? Trigonometry is basically a Greek word. It is derived from the Greek word, and if we bifurcate it into three forms, we break it down into three forms, so that is trigonometron. This is the three word together, when combined it forms trigonometry. What does the word tri refers? Yes, it means 3. What about the word gon, G-O-N? No, it is not G-O-N-E, it is G-O-N. Just like we have already studied a word polygon. Polygon means a particular figure which is made up of straight lines having many sides, more than 3. Any figure which is made up of straight lines and closed figure is known as a polygon. Triangle is a polygon, quadrilateral is a polygon, pentagon is a polygon, all these are polygons. So polygon refers to basically many sides. So if we remove the word poly, like poly means many, gon means sides. So yes, over here gon means sides. And metron, as the word refers, it means measurements or simply measures. So these three when combined together, they form trigonometry, which deals with the study for calculation of the sides with respect to the angles as well. Now up till now we haven't seen any usage of the angle word. We saw the height for the building, we saw how far is this person from the base of the building, but never over here we had used this word as angle. But now we are using a word. Okay, for that let us take a very simple case. What is this? Yes, some of you will say a right angle triangle. Yes, you people are correct. This is a right angle triangle. Now, in a right angle triangle is a thing where we are going to implement the trigonometry. How do we implement? For that, we will have to look into the different elements present in the triangle. We know that there are three sides, this side, and this side. These three sides, three angles, this angle, and this angle. and 3 vertices, this vertex, and this vertex. So all in all, there are basically 9 elements present in this very triangle in general. Over here, the thing that we are going to include will be the angles along with the sides. These two will be implemented to calculate maybe the unknown side or maybe the unknown angle. That depends from question to question. All right. So in general, we can say about the word, or we can say about trigonometry, that it is a branch of math that deals with the study of it is a branch of math that deals with the study of relationship between the sides and angles of a triangle, between the sides and the angles of the triangle. So this is what it is. And the very common application of a trigonometry is the measurement of the sides with related to the angles of that very triangle. All right. Okay, children. Now, before we start, I would like to introduce one more Greek symbol. You must have already come across, you must have already studied. Let's see who can predict the name of this one, this symbol. Yes, this is theta. All right, this is another Greek letter. This is theta. Now, this is simply used over here in trigonometry for referring any angle. Just like we can, what do we call this angle to be as? Either we can call this angle to be as angle BCA, or we can call it to be as angle ACB, or just as theta. All right. So that means how to represent. We will not write down at the vertex. We will write down inside the triangle. We will be writing it down inside the triangle, the theta. So theta is basically the angle. It just simply a representation. You can assume it to be as variable because it has no fixed value. Just like pi, we know that it is always taken as to be as 22/7. But over here it is not having any fixed value. That keeps on changing from a question to question. So that is why we are going to call it to be as a variable. All right. Okay, children. Now let's continue. Now we are not going to use the word angle C or angle A or angle B. We will be using this angle with theta. When we are going to come across this angle, we will assume this also some other variable, and then we are going to solve it accordingly. Right now we are going to look into this very angle. All right. We know that in a right angle triangle, the side opposite to the 90, what is the side opposite to the 90 known as? Yes, it is known as hypotenuse. This is what is clear to everyone. All right, everyone knows that the side opposite to 90 is known as hypotenuse. What about this side? We can clearly see, bhai, this is the triangle that is resting upon the baseline BC. So this is what we refer this to be as a baseline, as base. And since this is a vertical line standing, so we will call this to be as a perpendicular. But remember, these two are not always fixed. They will keep on changing. How do they change? Now, this is the point. How do they change and when do they are supposed to change? When will this side be known as a perpendicular? When will this side will be known as a base? That keeps on changing. But this is always fixed. This will never change. The hypotenuse is always the side opposite to the 90-degree angle. All right. I hope these three parameters are clear to you. We are taking when and which side will be taken up as a perpendicular and which side to be taken up as a base. So this was in just a general thing, that what are the three sides that are possible for a right angle triangle. Now again we are having a right angle triangle. All right. Now angle C is theta. What about angle B? A 90 degree. So yes, we are again having a right angle triangle that exists over here. A right angle triangle. All right. Okay. Now in this right angle triangle, we can clearly see that A is vertex, B is a vertex, or C is a vertex. We can also call this to be as a right angle triangle or a triangle right angled at B. This will be a proper statement that we are going to use. A triangle or ABC is a triangle which is right angled at B. Now this is very important to understand which angle or at which point is the 90-degree angle present. Alright, okay, let's continue. Now in this very thing, which side will be known as the base? Now this is what I am repeating myself again, the side on which the 90-degree and this theta is written. This theta is written. I'll tell you when we are going to change this angle. We may also have a theta present over here also, or maybe alpha we are having, or maybe beta we are having. We will take up those cases also, but right now we are having this very angle theta present. So this line will be known as a base. Alright children, this line will be known as a base. What is the side opposite to the 90? Yes, AC is the side. So yes, we know that this is going to be fixed and this will be hypotenuse for the triangle. So now what is the leftover side? So leftover side is the perpendicular. Alright, now I hope these three things are clear. Alright children. Now let's continue. Why do we use these three parameters, that is perpendicular, the base and the hypotenuse? If we look into this side, this is the side opposite to this angle. This is the side opposite to this angle. So base will be the side containing both these angles. In this way also you can learn it, or you can you can collect it so that you can keep it in your mind. Alright, now let's see how do we use trigonometry. In what ways do we implement the basic thing? We had already studied in previous classes, in class 7 also, class 8 also, a very simple word, that was ratio chapter. Isn't it? A ratio was supposed to be like 2:3, or it could be like 4:5, 4 parts and 5 parts. Any idea what we used to have the unit existing for the ratio? Yes, no unit. We know that a ratio will never have any unit. Same ways over here. We are going to calculate few ratios. What type of ratios? Trigonometric ratios. Alright, these will always be fixed based upon these parameters, these sides measurement. Let me write down the parameters, the trigonometric ratio. The very first trigonometric ratio that exists is sine theta. Now the next trigonometric ratio that exists is cos theta. And then we have tan theta. First of all, we are going to discuss about these three. We have three more. Total we have 6 trigonometric ratios. Okay. Alright, let's proceed. For the sine theta, this is read as sine theta. Most of you will read it out to be a sin theta. No, we are not committing any sin. So please do not read it out as sin. Alright children, first time you may have a problem, but eventually when you are going to keep using this word, you will be developed with the habit of pronouncing to be a sine theta. This is cos theta and this is tan theta. These are again the trigonometric ratios. What is sine theta equals to? Sine theta is the perpendicular. Okay children, we are now having all the trigonometric ratios written for sine theta, for the cos theta and the tan theta. Alright, that will be implemented. These are the things, or these are the ratios that will be implemented for every trigonometric ratio everywhere. Initials, what we can assign is that instead of writing on PER, yeah children, we were discussing about the ratios. We can also assign a letter P for perpendicular, hypotenuse we can assign as H, for the base B, for the hypotenuse again the same one H, for the perpendicular P, and for the base as P. Alright, now whenever we are going to have these ratios, it is not at every time we will be writing down perpendicular, we will be writing down hypotenuse. You will have to see as per the figure which one will be the perpendicular, which one will be the base, or which one will be the hypotenuse. Now how do we find out? Now this is what I told you, that this angle will play an important role. How? Because this will be the angle that will be written along with the sine theta or the cos theta or tan theta. This you will have to see. Suppose if it is written as sine alpha and alpha is present over here. So in that case, this will not be the perpendicular, this will act as a base and this will become the perpendicular. So that means this base will depend upon 90 and the angle written along with the trigonometric ratio. This you will have to see and it will keep on changing as per the question. Maybe theta is present over here or maybe the theta is present over here. Alright, but one of the angle will always be 90-degree angle. Always remember this thing. Now, let's try to write down that as per the figure, what will be the trigonometric ratio? We know that sine theta is always perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Now, from the figure, which side is the perpendicular? Which side is the hypotenuse? Let's see. We have seen that it's talking about sine theta. So, theta means the side on which 90 and theta is present. So, this will become the base. Opposite to 90, this will become the hypotenuse and the leftover will be the perpendicular. Alright. So, that means it says perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So, over here, which one is the perpendicular? Yes, AB is the perpendicular. So, we will write it down to be as AB upon AC. Alright. Let's try for cos theta. It says base upon hypotenuse. So, in this figure, which one is the base? Yes, this is the base. That is BC upon hypotenuse, that is AC. And the third ratio, that is perpendicular upon base, that is AB upon BC. So, these are the basic three trigonometric ratios that we are going to use. You can write it down somewhere. Alright, let's continue. After these three trigonometric ratios, we have three more. We have, apart from these three trigonometric ratio, we have three more. One is cosec theta, we have sec theta, and we have cot theta. Alright, cosec theta. Cosec theta is simply the reciprocal of sine theta. So, what will be the reciprocal of sine theta? If sine theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, reciprocal means this will come in the denominator and this will take place of the numerator. So, that means yes, it will become, I am writing down directly, that is h upon p instead of writing down the complete word hypotenuse. I am just using the initial. That is what we discussed over here. Alright, sec theta is the reciprocal of cos theta. So, if cos theta is based upon hypotenuse, it will be h upon b, correct? H upon b. Cot theta is the reciprocal of tan theta. Tan theta is p upon b. So, that means it will be b upon p. Now, again the same thing. Let's try to write down from the triangle that which is the hypotenuse upon perpendicular, which one is the base upon hypotenuse accordingly. Cosec theta, hypotenuse upon perpendicular. So, that means it will be AC upon AB, or simply the reciprocal also we can write down for the sine theta. Base upon, so it will become again hypotenuse upon base, and over here base upon perpendicular. So, you can note down these 6 trigonometric ratios that will be implemented, and that is what is the very basic for the trigonometry. If you are not clear, go through again before you proceed any further. You can take an image or you can pause the screen to note down all these trigonometric ratio, that what is P, what is H, how do we take into consideration, which one will be P, which one will be H, and accordingly. Alright children, now I suppose all of you are very clear with the very basic of the 6 trigonometric ratio that we have studied. Let's take again a bit of revision. To understand or to learn, what we can have is, you can simply write it down as PBP upon HHB. This accounts for the very first ratio, this for the second, and this for the third. Alright, this will be for sine theta, this will be for cos theta, and this one will be for tan theta. This is what we are going to have, the 3 trigonometric ratios, sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta. Alright, okay, let me write it down. let's try to, we are having a statement written as some people have curly brown hair turned permanently black. What? We are having a statement, some people have curly brown hair turned permanently black. Don't worry, we are not going to have our English lesson. It is just an abbreviated form or an abbreviation in which you can learn the trigonometric ratio by keeping this as a learning part or a learning trick, you can say. Let's try to take out the first letter from each of the word. First letter, only the first letter. All right, we are extracting out only the first letter. All right, now what is this? S. Next is P, then we have H. So that means that goes for sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Correct? Okay, let's try for the second one. Curly brown hair. C means cos theta. We are going in a continuation form. Alright. Cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse, B upon H. And turned permanently black, T refers to tan theta, permanently P, and black, B. Alright, so in this way you can learn, so that you do not get confused which one will be the cos theta, which one will be the tan theta, but you need to have a continuation form, that you need to be clear that first of all it will be sine theta, then cos theta, and then the tan theta. Now this is a trigonometric ratio that can also be written as a ratio of two other trigonometric ratio. This is a ratio, but this is again a ratio of side. This is a ratio of side. And if we turn back, over here also, all these are the ratios, but there are two ratios which are ratios of, or which can be written as a ratio of two other trigonometric ratio. Let's do one thing. Let's try to calculate sine theta upon cos theta. All right. What is sine theta? Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Correct. Upon cos theta. What is cos theta? Base upon hypotenuse. Let's try to solve them. So how do we solve them? It will be P upon H into the reciprocal of H upon B. So H and H get cancelled out. What are we left with? P upon B. And out of these three trigonometric ratio, which one is P upon B? Yes, this. So that means sine theta upon cos theta lead us to tan theta. Alright, so this can also be written as that tan theta is equal to sine theta upon cos theta. Alright children, any problem in this thing? You can pause the video, you can go through all these basics so that it gets clear to you before you move ahead. Now, what are we having? We are having the higher ratios, cosec theta, sec theta, and the cot theta. Cosec theta is a reciprocal of sine theta, so what it can be written as 1 upon sine theta. Sec theta, it is a reciprocal of cos theta, so it can be written as 1 upon cos theta. And cot theta is a reciprocal of tan theta, so it can be written as 1 upon tan theta. And we know that we have already seen previously that tan theta is sine upon cos. So when we apply the reciprocal to tan theta, what it can be written as? It can be written as cos theta upon sine theta. Any problem, children? Alright, okay. Moving on. Alright, let's take up a question in which we are having a ABC triangle, right angled at B, and along with this right angle we are having two other angle. One is theta at C and one is alpha at point A. And we have to calculate these four trigonometric ratio. We have to calculate sine theta, we have to calculate cos alpha, we have to calculate cot alpha and tan theta. Alright, pause the video. I'll give you take 2 minutes time. No, you should not be taking 2 minutes. You should be doing it within 1 minute. Take a time of 1 minute, pause the video, and then try to write it down on your own. Then I'll tell you what will be the correct answer. Let's continue. You must have written the answers. Alright, let's match. Now, before we match, we will have to look into this angle. Alright, sine theta, we know that sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Over here, which one will be the perpendicular? It will keep on changing. When we are considering theta, there will be a different perpendicular, there will be a different base. When we are going to consider this as an angle alpha, there will be a different perpendicular and a different base. But the hypotenuse will remain the same. The hypotenuse for both of cases, be it any trigonometric ratio, the hypotenuse will remain same for a right angle triangle, for the same right angle triangle. Alright, we know that sine theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, but first of all, we'll try to fix up the base. What is the base? Whatever I told you, the line onto which 90 and this angle is present, that will be the base. So let's try to relate this statement. The line on which 90 and this angle. What is this angle? Is it alpha? No, this is theta. Where is this angle present along with 90? Yes, this is present. Both these angles are present on the line BC. So yes, BC will become the base whenever we are going to have any trigonometric ratio with reference to theta. So this will become the base. We can write down small because we will have to take the consideration for the alpha also. So when this is the base, we know that opposite to 90, this will be the hypotenuse and this will become the perpendicular. So sine theta we know perpendicular upon hypotenuse, so it will be AB upon AC. Let's take the case of theta only so that you do not get confused, then we'll switch over to alpha part. Alright, tan theta. What is tan theta? Perpendicular upon base. Perpendicular. Do not consider about alpha because the angle that is given to us is theta. Alright. Perpendicular upon base. What is perpendicular? AB. So it will be AB upon base is BC. So this will be the trigonometric ratio for tan theta. Now let's come to cos alpha. When we are considering alpha, there will be a change in the base as well as the perpendicular. Alright children, that is what we discussed. So that means again let's try to apply the very same thing. Look into the side onto which 90 and this angle is present. So let's try, is this the side on which 90 and alpha is present? No. Is this the side? No, by this though is the hypotenuse, that is always fixed. Is this the side? Yes, this is the side on which 90 and alpha is present. So now this will become the base. That is the line AB. Hypotenuse, so that means now the leftover side will become the perpendicular. That means for the case of the alpha. Alright, what is cos alpha? We know that cos is base upon hypotenuse. Which one we have seen the base will going to act for the alpha case? AB. So it will be base upon hypotenuse. You may say, sir, AB upon AC and AB upon AC, how can they be same? Yes, they can be because this is a trigonometric ratio with reference to theta. This is a trigonometric ratio with reference to alpha. Alright, let's take up for cot alpha. Cot alpha we know is correct reciprocal of tan. Tan is perpendicular upon base. So it will be base upon perpendicular. Alright. So yes, for the alpha again, this is the side on which 90 and alpha is present. So this will become the base and yes, this will be the perpendicular. So it will be the base upon perpendicular. So you may see that we are having the ratios coming out to be same. Doesn't matter. But this accounts for the trigonometric ratio being different from this one. And same goes for this being different for this one. So doesn't matter if two ratios are being same. Maybe that is coming from a different angle and this one is coming out from a different angle. Doesn't matter. Alright children. So this is what we have as per the introduction of the chapter was concerned. You can go through the basic, you can go through all these things that we have discussed today. Before we proceed, in the next video we will take up the questions related to this. I wanted to, but the video is becoming a bit large, so I'll have to stop it over here only. So you can, it will be better for you also, so that you can go through all the very basic of the chapter, because this is very important chapter. This will help you in class 10, and if you are going to continue or pursue your maths even after 10, it will be very helpful. Trigonometry. Alright. So you go through the basic what we have studied today, and then once you are done with your basic thing, then you take up the second video that I am going to post up, that will be related to the solving of the questions of trigonometry. Alright children. Okay, that's it for the video. Here the video ends, and take care, stay safe, stay secure. All right children, bye.